Contracts signed for 3 developments on the CBI, and customs officials trained to enhance trading. Thank you for joining us on National Focus. I'm Shaakira, Pierre.
And I'm Kerdisha St. Louis. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
Think water, think life. Water refreshes, restores, cleans, and enhances growth. Potable water is a benchmark for development. DOWASCO is serious about its mandate to ensure easy access to potable water island-wide and provide sewage services for a cleaner environment. DOWASCO is your water and sewage company.
Thanks for staying with us. Government has signed contracts for 3 major developments identified to transform the economy under the Citizenship by Investment Program. At a signing ceremony at the State House on Monday, agreements were signed with Bois Cotlet Development Inc. for the development of Bois Cotlet Estate in Soufriere, AA Holdings Caribbean Limited for Jungle Bay Resort in Mount Okuma, Soufriere, and Oriental Developers Caribbean Limited for the development of Silver Beach Resort and Spa in Pequot, Portsmouth. These 3 major investments have been months in making. Now that the process of vetting has been complete, the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, says he is confident that the developers will carry through the terms and conditions of the contracts. The Finance Minister indicated that these developments are as a result of his government having set the foundation for the private sector to create opportunities for employment.
The first action the government took when it came to office in 2000 was to engage in a structural adjustment program to stabilize the country's finances. Because if a country is unable to pay its debt, is unable to pay public servants, is unable to pay for goods and services, it makes it difficult, if not impossible, for investors to want to come into a country like this. By having restructured our economy, by having placed our country on a steady footing, that since then it's been able to pay its debt on time, it has been able to honor payments for goods and services. We have also put in place the structure to allow for private sector investment in Dominica.
The Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, Francine Barron, speaking on behalf of the Honorable Minister for Planning, Economic Development and Investment, praised the foresight of the Labour Party government in introducing the real estate arm of the Citizenship by Investment Program.
Today, what we are witnessing is the final leg of a very detailed process of ensuring that all required documentation was provided, that proper due diligence was carried out, before final approval was granted.
Construction for the Silver Beach Resort and Spa is expected to be in the first half of 2017. Hundreds of workers will be employed in the construction phase and 600 employees when the hotel is fully operational. Developer Alec Lawrence also promises that the resort will be a strong corporate citizen and plans to partner with government and the town of Portsmouth to construct a community center for Zikak and Chance.
Silver Beach Resort and Spa will be a 200-room, 5-star luxury resort hotel located at Pequot, Portsmouth. It will contain all the amenities, facilities, and services that one would expect to find in a 5-star hotel anywhere in the world. But Silver Beach will not just be another luxury resort. It will be one which represents and showcases the natural attributes of the nature island. This commitment to nature and luxury is captured in our slogan, "Escape to nature, surrender to luxury." The commitment to work in the Portsmouth community is one which is very dear to Silver Beach. Portsmouth is our hometown. We feel grounded there and are motivated by a deep desire to give back as much as we can and to contribute towards the development of the town.
Developer Samuel Raphael of AA Holdings Caribbean Limited is the owner of Jungle Bay Resort, which closed a year ago following Tropical Storm Erica. Raphael said Jungle Bay will reopen bigger and stronger.
Today's activity marks an important milestone in the revitalization of Jungle Bay. The old property was becoming too small to accommodate the growing number of repeat guests and travel groups, so we decided to make the new property larger and a little more upmarket. The new Jungle Bay will consist of 120 luxury eco-villas, 2 swimming pools, 2 restaurants, a world-class spa, 2 yoga studios, gift shops, and other amenities and infrastructure. The hotel will be a bit larger, so we intend to employ even more people. Even though we'll be larger, we intend to keep the same eco-feel and family atmosphere that made the original property a success.
120 people will be employed over a 3-year period during construction, and over 100 will be fully employed when the development is complete. The first phase of 20 suites is expected to be ready by late 2018 to early 2019. Bois-Côtelet, the best preserved historic plantation on the island, began offering tours in 2012 to cruise ship guests. The new development will include 90 rooms contained in 20 luxury villas and 15 cottages.
Also planned in the development are related facilities, food and beverage outlets, conference facilities, sports and spa complex on our 52-acre site located at Soufrière. Bois-Côtelet will be a 5-star luxurious living development and club facility, and it will significantly boost the island's marketing profile and hospitality industry. Our focused and target market for the accommodation project is the fine foods industry, leveraging our uniqueness with niche heirloom coffee and cocoa products.
Groundbreaking is expected in March 2017 and operations June of 2019. Bois-Côtelet is expected to directly and indirectly create 90 jobs through the process of construction and on completion of the project. These 3 developments are expected to add over 800 jobs to the economy.
Customs officials will soon benefit from a training program geared at enhancing Dominica's training environment and export capacity. Monday, September 5th, was the official opening ceremony for the training program being financed by the European Union through the Caribbean Development Bank. These 2 sets of training sessions will take place over a 16-day period during the months of September and October. Director of Trade Mathan Walter gave more details.
These sessions will ensure that capacity is built by our customs and excise officials, brokers, and other key frontline trade-related stakeholders, such as in areas such as the rules of origin, classification of goods, and customs valuation. They are all very important in ensuring accuracy in decision-making where products enter in our municipal plane in Dominica are concerned. These efforts are geared at ensuring that Dominica's capacity to engage internal and external trade is built to the benefit of all and sundry. Note that this is part of a wider project, and there are other consultancies taking place concurrently.
The Ministry of Trade, therefore, has consultants engaged in reviewing trade-related legislations in search of Economic Partnership Agreement or EPA compatibility, capacity building in good manufacturing practices, and the drafting of a communication strategy to ensure sustainable dissemination of EPA information to the public. Comptroller of Customs Rodrigue Deschamps remarked that following a vibrant reform and modernization program undertaken in Customs in 2009, this training offered by the Ministry of Trade was well received.
Specialized training of customs brokers, tariff clerks, and customs officers was acknowledged as the major necessity. We identified 4 technical assistant areas, namely HS classification, more or less called the harmonized system, others refer to as the tariff, customs valuation, rules of origin in the EPA, and custom controls in our secured world, which is another key facet of the training. I cannot overemphasize the importance of submitting accurate HS codes, customs values, and the proper declaration of the origin of goods using Asiguda World. These aspects form an integral part of customs operations, impacting specifically on the area of revenue collection. During this training, I would advise participants to pay specific attention to the rules of origin, whereby import duty are expected to be reduced on goods originating from the European Union by way of the EPA.
He noted that incorrect data can affect customs revenue negatively, where lower rates of duties are collected or impact the cost of living when higher than intended rates of duties are applied. This also affects the trade statistics being captured, which is why this training is critical. Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Trade and the Chair of the Project Steering Committee, Sylvanie Burton, had this advice for participants.
We therefore urge you, the participants, to absorb as much as possible from this training, since knowledge is key in this fiercely competitive global trading arena.
GIS News will bring you more in a subsequent newscast.
Following the opening ceremony, GIS's news reporter Kerdisha St. Louis sat with one of the assistant consultants, Irving Phillips.
I am assisting Mr. Claude Port, who was an ex-Comptroller of Customs in St. Lucia. Basically, what the training is about is that we have signed an EPA in 2008, as mentioned by the PS, Ms. Sylvanie Burton. And we, as Customs, we are maybe the major public sector organization responsible for the implementation of the EPA. The EPA is a trading agreement. So, through a request from Trade, I think that was in 2013, we immediately identified capacity building training for both our customs officials and custom brokers and tariff clerks. We think it is important because we need to get accurate data from importers whenever they declare goods to customs. Inaccurate data can cause a lot of issues. Remember, revenue depends on the data you input into the system. Also, we have import prohibitions and restrictions. That is, goods that may not be allowed to come in or to go out for reasons. Some goods may require an import license. Some goods may require a permit, for example, firearms, import licenses in the case of agricultural produce. So this training basically is to reiterate and improve the classification skills, the evaluation skills, and the brokers to input proper origin of goods into the system, because all that will depend on the revenue we collect, and it will affect our mandate in keeping out import prohibitions and restrictions.
Okay, and what sort of, like at the end of the training, what sort of improvements are you, I know you said that the different areas that need to be improved, but overall, like as a unit, what sort of improvements are you hoping to see from the workers there?
Well, we expect to see less errors in declarations submitted, because before Asiguda World, we had probably, I would say, a 50% error rate in goods declared to customs. Goods were either misclassified, or they were undervalued or overvalued, etc. So we tend to see an improvement in the data submitted to us. That's basically it in a nutshell.
All right, thank you very much.
I guess as time goes on, there may be, yeah.
Thanks, Kerdisha. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
Let's have some fun, eh?
I'm not ready for your kind of fun yet.
But everybody else is doing it.
But I'm not everybody else. I'm me, and I want to do well in school.
Well, you definitely get an A for attitude.
I plan to get an A in life, and then think of your kind of fun.
So what am I to do in the meantime?
You'll survive.
Say no when you're not ready. Use condoms when you are.
Welcome back. The Honorable Minister for Kalinago Affairs, Cassius Daru, on Friday announced that his constituency is currently in the process of upgrading the health facilities in the Kalinago territory. The Honorable Minister stated that this improvement will lift the strain on neighboring health districts.
We're in the process of upgrading our health facility in Salibia to ease the health burden to ease the whole movement from Salibia to Marigot and from Salibia to Castlebruce. So this we have been doing. We will continue as a ministry to do all we can to ensure that the Kalinago people are well taken care of in terms of health, the social well-being, the economic livelihood, and so on.
The Honorable Member of Parliament hailed his community as the only on island to develop the health facility on its own with the collaboration of community members and international aid.
There are people from the community who went to the UK, for example, and they helped us with that. So this facility in Salibia was basically completed by the Kalinago people on their own. So we are basically moving into our what is self-determination, knowing where we want to go and in terms of sustainability.
Meanwhile, the Kalinago Affairs Minister went into detail on the emergency response funds which will be collected from proceeds of Kalinago Week. Honorable Daru revealed at the press conference on Friday that the emergency response fund will go to people from the Kalinago territory who are in need of financial assistance for medical purposes.
The Kalinago community, we have an aging population now, and we have a very youthful population too. However, what you may very well understand is that the aging population at that time, prior to most of us now contribute to social security, or we may have our little health insurance. These individuals who are 70 plus now, they don't have, or if they do, but they have very limited savings. This fund during Kalinago Week, we will place it in a special account at the National Bank, for example. And there will be a representative from the Ministry of Kalinago Affairs, one from the Events Planning Committee, one from the Council, maybe one from the Health or doctor, one of the community nurses. So that in the event of an accident, for example, we could dip into that fund almost immediately and assist that individual.
He explained that although government has provided significant assistance to the Kalinago people in terms of their health, the process in some cases is too tedious.
You need to fill out that form, you need to bring it, go, unless even if it's an emergency between life and death, we could be facilitated. But you may have a simple broken arm and you may just need a screw to place to do it back. What we can do is to dip in that fund and say to the Ministry of Finance that we have $2,500. Can you match it with us to give us a $2,500 to help that individual immediately?
The Honorable Minister is convinced that the fund would ease the burden on government and the individual to facilitate the process of meeting healthcare needs more quickly. Coming up next, Creole highlights with McPherson St. Luce.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, le ministre Kalinago a fois encore organisé Semaine Kalinago l'année 2016. Selon l'officier culturel ministre Prosper Paris, plusieurs activités qui prennent place.
Dans ça, nous avons observé Semaine Kalinago dans un thème, nous avons boissé Héritage Kalinago. Ça a commencé le 16 septembre pour 25 septembre. Et nous avons lancé ça. Et premièrement, grand de nous ouvert que nous avons parlé de Kalinago façon genre carnaval. Nous avons signé avec ça. Et après ça, nous avons ouvert semaine avec parole de différents ministres nous qui invités. Et aussi nous avons honoré un métamayoc en côté là. Monsieur nom Rodney Stout, qui sont membres groupe Karina, qui a fait travail culture Kalinago, pays Kalinago pour longtemps. Et aussi, bagaille gagné produit Kalinago. C'est un qui est un grand bagage nous a fait. Déjà longtemps nous a fait pain, nous a fait kakou, nous a fait cannelle, nous a produit manger comme ça. Nous avons ces bagages là, nous a fait tout le long semaine là, mon qui a visité Kalinago, pays Kalinago, et taper ces différents produits ça là en 3 différentes locations. En Sénéco, en Pointe et aussi en Kalinago Barona Hotel, ça c'est ici locati avec Kerdisha. C'est là 3 places là.
Spectacle Kalinago et puis service ecumenical etc. qui aussi prend place.
Samedi 17, c'est le grand spectacle qu'a créé Miss Kalinago. Le spectacle ça là qui prend place en Karina Cultural Village. Il y a 3 jeunes filles qui ont pris win pour Miss Kalinago pour l'année là. Et ça qu'a fait en Karina Village. Et dimanche 18, c'est là nous avons fait un ecumenical service. C'est différentes religions en pays Kalinago venir ensemble pour nous prédier ensemble. Mais le grand bail là qu'a fait qui t'a pour midi comme ça, c'est bagaille en journée pression et manger Kalinago. Là nous avons liané avec le ministre des Affaires pêcheurs comparative pêcheurs en pays là, il y a donné nous ces pressions là. Nous même qui avons produit différents gardes nous avons préparé en pression et aussi qui ba mon Kalinago une chance pour manger pression à dans un prix qui est bien bas là qui aussi ça qui ba pour goûter mais nous quand encourager tout pour nous venir là parce que juste là nous ni différents petits villages Kalinago qui a préparé pression là en gens yo même qu'a fait comme ça nous connait ça les deux là.
Alors, nouvelle et Banque Dominique ni faciliter l'on qui moun ça pour l'avantage. Gouvernement Dominique a annoncé un programme où la banque la receive l'argent qui y pour prêter moun. Monsieur Martin Charles, c'est chairman à Banque Salah.
Nous avons un programme, le Premier ministre a même parlé contre un programme pour musiciens. Ça qui est venu dans 2 semaines, on a essayé. Et d'autres programmes pour farmers même. C'est programme là nous ça aider avec dachine avec banane nous ça bayo l'argent pour yo ça exporter produits nous ni programme pour monde qui veulent aller étudier nous ni programme pour monde qui veulent construire casio et nous ni programme pour généralement développer l'économie Dominique.
Et puis finalement, la compagnie de l'eau d'Oasco a créé à ce public-là contre l'importance de l'eau. Parole cela sorti officier relations publiques compagnie cela, M. Edward Regis.
Autant là nous avons glocadé ça dans la live, nous avons glocadé ça dans la live. Mais ça nous pas qu'à observer qui c'est la vie qui ni moins glou. Pour tout ça qu'a fait parce que nous pas qu'à manager l'eau nous bien. Il est bien important pour nous pas couper pied bois. Bon c'est la vie, il est bien important pour nous pas mettre des chimicals en l'eau parce que tout ça qui affecte l'eau. Comme ça nous pensons que en pile monde j'ai tapé commission nous on parce que nous avons monde qui a crié nous avons dit pipe pété là c'est qu'a fait l'eau qui a gaspillé avec nous avons bien content les monde faire ça parce que nous avons comprendre mon conscience à présent là venir pour affaire l'eau.
Messieurs mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nous faire créole pour à présent. Non moi c'est McPherson Luce. Au revoir.
Children, yell and tell. If someone tries to abuse you, tell until someone believes you and they do something about it.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Exercise is good for your head. While it may seem as if moving about when you feel tired is the quickest way to feeling more tired, the opposite is true. Experts say that increasing physical activity, especially walking, increases energy.
Psychologists studying how exercise affects mental health are finding that how much or how hard you exercise isn't the key factor in helping depression and anxiety. In fact, they say that less is more, or at least just as good. That's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm.
Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS YouTube channel. Live streaming is now available also on our YouTube channel 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I'm Kerdisha St. Louis.
And I'm Shaakira Pierre. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.